Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. And for one, if you hear some squawking and squeaking noises, whatever you want to call them, I still have the goose, one of the geese that I rescued. His leg is in a cast. He's still probably another week, I guess, away from being released. So if you hear that, he's here in the studio this morning. So another thing I want to acknowledge is I noticed the Berkshire Eagle reported the passing of Jonathan Levine, and I was really sad to see that. Jonathan, I know he had been dealing with some health issues for quite some time, but he was such an important part of our local political landscape here. That's such a huge loss to the community. And I know he will be greatly missed. Many of you know him through the Pittsfield Gazette, and again, he's done so much and been such a part of our political landscape. I really don't know how that void will be filled. The Pittsfield Gazette sponsored debates and all sorts of things. So anyway, sincere condolences to his friends and family on his passing. So last night we had our city council meeting. Mayor Tyre, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, was supposed to be giving an update on COVID-19, the rash of gun violence in the city, and anyway, she didn't make it to last night's council meeting. So hopefully everything's okay. City Council President Peter Marchetti just said she wasn't able to attend. She's not one she's not a very public figure. She's not. But anyway, hopefully everything's okay with her if it was for personal reasons. So the council meeting was pretty interesting. Counselors, a couple of things really worth noting. The opening, or near the opening of it, the student I mentioned had a mock petition that she brought to the council and spoke during the I guess it was the very end of the public comment section. And very educated young lady, and it was to push, she was really fighting for lowering the voting age to 16. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. I'd have to look at more information on that. But she seemed like a very pleasant, very educated young lady. And then some of the other big issues that just got filed, an update on ServiceNet got filed. I really, there's so many things going on, and now we're in an election year. But the situation with those in homelessness and our service provider, I just feel like we're not even coming close to doing the best we could. Not even close. And that needs a lot of attention and a lot of work. So I did notice that Councilors Connell and Councilor Morandi voted no to filing that. I think they wanted to continue that discussion now, and I'm in full support of that. Councilor Connell spoke about his petition for the mayor to give an update on her plan. What are we doing, and address the public about gun violence. Councilor Connell, Councilor Morandi, and Councilor Mafuccio were all very, very passionate about that. Councilor Mafuccio he spoke on that, and he talked about, he's in Ward 7 where he is. He talked about how his property is surrounded by cameras, and he invited any of the other councilors to come into his ward and walk through those neighborhoods at night and tell me that, he said, tell me that it's not scary, and that, it's pretty unsafe, and everyone knows it. So those three were in big support, but I think everyone was in support of the mayor giving an update. And I hate hearing, well, there's this rash of violence throughout the nation, and we've heard stats on everything. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about here. Regardless of what's happening in other places, right? Every time there's a shooting, what's the first thing we hear? We hear it was an isolated incident. But then, at the same time, when the public or people like me say, hey, where's the plan? What do you want the mayor to do? This is an epidemic throughout the public. I thought it was an isolated incident. Which is it? You know, we have a problem with gun violence in certain neighborhoods in this city. And nobody's saying that the mayor's supposed to put on a cape and fly out and fix everything. But her job, and it's not the police department's job to be the public spokespeople here, that's the mayor's job. She's the department head. So she needs to give an update on, this is what we're doing, I understand the concerns, or this is what we're not doing, whatever the case may be. But you need to speak to the residents. That's common sense. And, you know, I know she did that radio interview a week or so ago saying, I've been speaking. That day they put statements out. She did the radio interview, and there was a little blurb in the Berkshire Eagle that they used pictures from the standout I organized that she didn't attend. I think Berkshires did it that same day as a little piece. But that's it. That's it. So hopefully that gets talked about. That's huge. I can't believe that that's not a bigger issue. I'm going to organize another standout. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. As long as this is in the forefront and it's being discussed, and it is. And a big thank you to Councilor Connell, Councilor Morandi, and Councilor Mafuccio on that one. And all the councilors, they all voted in favor of the mayor addressing this. So hopefully that happens at the next council meeting, and hopefully the next council meeting is in person. Hopefully they get that elevator fixed. Another big thing that was talked about, that we've been talking about anyways, is a lot of the programs with what's happening on North Street, the Shared Streets and Spaces program, and then you have all the road work being done, different things going on. And Ricardo Morales, man, I don't dislike the guy at all. He seems like a very nice, pleasant, articulate guy. But it seems like he's constantly in the position of having to answer questions that I feel the mayor should be answering. I feel like if we're talking about COVID-19, we're talking to Ricardo. If we're talking about the wastewater treatment plant, we're talking to Ricardo. If we're talking about the roads, we're talking to Ricardo. It's like, it's pretty astonishing. We talk to him about everything. So, bicycle paths and painting lanes, and I don't know what he's not in charge of. It's strange. So, but a lot of that was discussed. Bottom line is the mayor wasn't there, and the big questions is hearing right now from the mayor on these big key issues. And I don't think that the situation with ServiceNet should be pushed aside right now. We need to make sure, we need to stay on top of that, and we need to make sure that our contractor, ServiceNet, is providing the best services possible to our population in homelessness, period. Every standout, including the one I did the past couple weeks that I've attended or seen, I've also seen other people around Park Square holding signs that need help. And I know there's a lot of mixed feelings and issues on how to address that or why they're there. I don't even want to open that discussion right now, but it needs to be addressed. So that's it for now. It was a good council meeting, but again, it didn't feel complete without the mayor there. So the next council meeting should answer some more questions, and again, hopefully it should be in person. So weather should be a little bit nicer. I've been going through the music requests, and I saw some Zeppelin in there, which got me excited. I'm always looking for an excuse to play Zeppelin. So I'm going to do a Zepp song later today and focus on some positive stuff. And again, I'm reaching out, and I started already a few days ago reaching out to a lot of the candidates and organizing the first forum that'll involve multiple candidates, and it should be fun to get hopefully more people engaged to participate in this year's municipal elections. I'm pushing as hard as I can to get people involved in our city politics. So, all right, again, for the 10th time, that's it for now, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.